now. OhGeniaBabe. We got the New York General in the building. Mysonne in the building.
What's going on with you?
Oh man, you gotta tell me what's going on with you, King. You got a lot going on in these streets.
Yeah, talk to us, bro.
Well, thank you for having me, man. You know, I'm just trying to do my part. You know, whether it's bringing some injustices to light or just putting out good music or whatever I gotta do, just inspiring people to be better.
Yes. Well, you definitely inspiring out here.
Definitely.
I'm going to say that I definitely subscribe to your website. If y'all want to subscribe, make sure y'all go on www.mysonne.nyg.com.
Yes.
And you can definitely get music on there.
You can get music. We got hats, we got t-shirts, we got everything you need.
I got dashikis too, cause I'm feeling this.
I'm about to come on my own dashiki line, cause I love dashiki so much. Like I want dashiki button-ups, t-shirts, and all that.
What's crazy is that before my grandmother passed, when I was younger, she had made a whole dashiki outfit for me and my father. So I still keep it to this day. It still fits.
I ain't see you wear that yet.
Yeah, I know, because it's for a special occasion.
Oh, okay, a real special occasion. Sure you ain't got to grow that? I'm just making sure real quick. Speaking of apparel, you know, I see you got the Not For Sale. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, shout out to my bro in the Bronx, Lil Man. It really was a line that he started, that he had started years ago. And, you know, he's from the hood, and then he had gave me the hat. You know, and I was like, that's a slogan that fits me, you know, and so right before I did the last Funk Master Flex freestyle I did, I was like, because my thing is, I'm not going to wear nothing nowhere that's going to be branded that doesn't belong to me. Yes. It's something that you know, that I can help somebody. So I'm not doing that no more. I'm not making no designer people rich, talking about Gucci and all that. And I'm not doing all that. Right. Anything that I wear and I market, if I put it on me and I'm selling something, it's going to be something that either me or somebody that I know is going to be able to profit.
You support.
You know what I'm saying? So when I did it, I was like, damn, what I'm going to wear? What I'm gonna wear, because that's what it was for me. So I was like, let me throw on this hat, because it represents what it is that I represent. So when he see me, he's like, yo, I appreciate the love. I'm like, yo, let's combine, let's work this together. And he's like, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? So we just started working together and, you know, selling it, and people are really, you know, gravitating.
Well, listen, I definitely had to cop one and support, and that's nothing but love. But you know, I thought it was more to it. I'm thinking, you know, more Illuminati, you know, along that line. No,
it's not really. What I'm saying is just pretty much what it is. It's just like our soul is not for sale. Like we ain't like pretty much what I stand for. Like I've been going through this industry for years, and you know, I know what it takes to get to a certain level. And I'm not willing to compromise myself or make music that degrades or leads our kids in a direction that I'm not comfortable with. So because I'm not willing to do that, and I'm not willing to do that, I'm not able at this point to reach a certain plateau. Is it going to be a slower grind for me? And I understand that. So, but I'm not willing to sell my soul. So that when I see this slogan, it's like, that's what I represent. Like, my soul is not for sale. At no point am I willing to compromise my morals and my principles for any amount of money or any amount of success.
Yes.
So,
and you go ahead.
So you try to keep your raps straight conscious, like conscious music.
Not really conscious, because I think that's a label. You know, I deal with authenticity. You know what I'm saying? That's something they call it conscious, is that, you know, but I pay attention. It's authentic. It's street based, because I come from communities and I know what goes on in those communities. I've contributed.
What people can relate to.
You know what I'm saying? I've been in the streets. I've done just about anything you could do in the streets. But I come from a real perspective, not the fake glorifying dumb stuff that I know is not going to get nowhere. It's telling you the truth. Like, if you shoot somebody, you're going to jail. Now, if you make a conscious decision that you're going to do that, more power to you. I wish you didn't, and you decide that you're going to spend the rest of your life in jail, cool. If you want to sell drugs, cool. Just understand what comes to that. You
understand the consequences.
Yeah, and that's what it is for me. It's like music now doesn't have consequences.
Yes.
Because the people who telling the story never, because
they never been through it.
Exactly. Because if you was telling the real story, then you would have the consequences involved in that story. So that's what it is for me. So now when I make music, it's like, all right, every time I give you, I'm going to tell you what's going on. We're going to talk about the streets, because I know that's what you're going to gravitate. That's what's going to pull you in. But when you get in, now I'm going to say, okay, now this is what happens. You know what I'm saying? It's like cherry flavored cough drops.
Yes. my favorite. I'm feeling sick.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the reality. It's like nobody wants to taste the medicine.
So they give them something.
They need the medicine, they need it, but once you give them that cherry, they taste the cherry. They think it's candy. It's not really candy. It's healing. So you gotta coat it in the candy, man. You gotta teach people within their ignorance.
It's basically you gotta find a gimmick within. You gotta find a gimmick with the truth.
I don't even think it's a gimmick. I just think you just gotta dress it up a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like I come to the people as the people. It's like when they talk about Jesus Christ. If Jesus would have came with this big, spirit that they talk about, people would have been scared of, and they wouldn't have been able to get it. But he came to you as you went through the same pain you went through, and then told you a story and how to persevere past it. So you was really able to identify. So what I do when I speak to these kids, I dress like I dress.
You
I
still
talk
to
like
their level, but you still have that older mentality.
I don't want you to say, because when you say it that way, it seems derogatory. It seems like it's something negative or they're lower than me. No, I'm from your level.
I wouldn't say lower. The reason why I say that, because even like as olders, you still have to. You can't just. You just gotta identify. You gotta meet people where they are, because you gotta think. I wasn't always evolved. I wasn't always quote unquote woke. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens with a lot of adults. They forget that they was kids, and they start talking to the kids like they forget they was kids. Like they the adults.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, you can't. You gotta think to yourself when you talking to a kid. When I was 14 and 15, you wasn't going to talk to me a certain way.
You got that right.
For me to get it.
Exactly.
It was going to turn me off because I thought I knew everything. So I think to myself, what would somebody had been able to say that would make me pay attention to them? How would they have had to approach me for me to gravitate?
But to even sit here and see, aka gangster in a dashiki saying dress it up, you dressing it up really well.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I throw dashiki on today.
You got that right.
One day I'm going to throw on a tank top. Someday I might have on a hoodie. It depends on how I feel.
But
today was dashiki day. But I got the Jordans on. You know what I'm saying? The Jordans.
Yeah, I put the Jordans on. I'm
like, you know what I'm saying? It's how I feel.
When it comes to you with the apparel, I see you have like God's work, gangsta but woke as F.
Yeah.
Like is it you behind it, or it's like the people that you just representing their brand?
No, the shirts are just 100% me.
Yes.
The Not For Soul hats was something that I collaborated with my boy on. But the Gangsta But Woke as F and God's Work, those are slogans that's
my favorite. The gangsta, that's my favorite.
Those are slogans that I came up with that represented me, and I was like, these are things that I think people will gravitate to. Like
I definitely gravitated to that, especially the gangster part. No, but also with the I work for the people. Please tell me what you mean when you say I work for the people.
Well, pretty much that's what it is for me. When you don't sell your soul, you basically work for the people. When you're not working for these corporations and you're not working for
the white
powers that be and the people that want you to give a certain message, which you know is going to eventually destroy our whole lineage. You working for the people. My job is to inform you, to empower you, to help you evolve. So that's when I say I work for the people, that's what it is for me. It's like I don't get paid by no corporations. No label is paying me. Nobody's paying me. So
everything's independent.
Everything that I earn or everything comes from the love of the people, because I'm giving it to you 100%. So I need y'all to support me. So when I say I work for you, I need you to support me the same way that the negative people and the people that ain't really doing much and the people that's trying to derail us and keep us, pigeonholed and ignorant in one position, the same way they support, because the suckers gonna support the suckers. I tell people that all the time. So when people come to me like, yo, I love what you do, all right, just support me. Like, even if you don't got no money or something, tell somebody else about me. So my brand and where that's my platform can be as big as the people that's trying to kill us, the people that's leading us astray, because I need to be able to compete. I tell record labels that, I tell radio stations that listen and be like, yo, I love what you do, all the top radio, I know every top radio in New York City, and they be like, yo, we love what you do. I'm like, but you won't put me on the same stage that you put Lil Yachty in them.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? You love what I do, and you have the opportunity because you feel like this ain't as popular. You don't want to make it popular. You don't want to go on a limb and say, yo, I'm going to make this as popular as the negative stuff is.
Yes.
So how much do you really support me or love what I do?
Well, speaking of a single that's actually off Gangsta but Woke as F, the single Die King, I mean, why? To me, that's radio ready. That's radio play. Of course it is. But why won't they play it on the radio?
Because they scared, man. It's like, Like the bottom line is, and I'm not just tooting my own horn. I know I make phenomenal music. Like I can rap, but I know I know how to make music also. Like I come from the era of Jay and Nas and Big, like where they made music. Like I know what it takes to make music. I've sat down with record execs. I've sat down with top tier artists and played music for them, and they looked at me like, "Yo, I just heard 10 straight bangers." Yes. Like, you understand? So I know how to make music. So when these radio stations don't play it, it just be like, it's because you have a different agenda. Yes. You understand what I'm saying? Or you waiting for somebody else. You know it's hot. You waiting for somebody else to tell you something. But the problem is they don't even know what's hot because they've been fed something. Like it's like somebody who's been fed fake so long they can't even recognize real no more. Yeah. So it's your job when you recognize real and you recognize talent. Like I sat, I just sat in the studio with somebody, at a record label that I respect yesterday, and he was just listening to my music. I played like 8 or 9 songs. He's like, this is what music is missing. Like every song you just played for me is like fire. Like it wasn't no. It wasn't like nah, it was all right. He's like, nah, man, like this is what we need. You know what I'm saying? I know that is a void for what it is that I do. I know that nobody else is doing what I'm doing because they scared or they've been told that it don't work.
That I would say they've been told it don't work. I wouldn't say scared because there's rappers that do, conscious rap or authentic rap.
But do you think sometimes that they're scared of the message that's behind the song?
Of course they are.
Because I could listen to all the, the bubblegum music that we have out now, no shade, but there's no message behind any of these songs. You just bopping and doing a dance to it, and
it's all party music nowadays.
It's not.
But when I hear a message, I hear something. Die a king. I want my son to hear that. You understand? Because he is a king. He's gonna die a king. His father's a king. Exactly. His grandfather's a king. Whether we together or not.
We come from a lineage of kings, and that's how we should approach life. That's how we should carry ourselves. But that's not, for some reason, it's like people are scared to put that message out. It's like, why would you not want to tell people your lineage, your kids, your seeds, your offspring, that they're kings? Like, why would that not be something that you comfortable with doing, that you feel is necessary?
That will always be a mystery, bro.
How does Molly and Percocets a song that you can put on, but you won't put that on? Like, it got to be a balance. Even if it's not me, it has to be a balance.
Somebody
with. For me, it's like, even if it's not me, make it balanced. Give people an opportunity to choose something else. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a presidential election and you only got one candidate.
Yeah, talk about it.
So they winning by default. You're not giving us a chance. Give us the same opportunities. The people that's giving you quality music with a message that's dope, give us the same platform that you give them, and I guarantee you will win every time. But they won't do it. They won't do it.
Well, listen, we're gonna be right back with Mysonne. We got time for a caller? Or do you want to? All right, we're going to be right back with Mysonne and NY General in the building. DJ Daffie. DJ Quiet Storms, give them something to talk about, baby.
Hip-hop is alive. Y'all niggas let them walk the peace. You niggas playing with fire, cause I command the entire Empire State. If he stated king, he a liar. Although I admire the confidence you've acquired, but put a nigga up against mice, it's quiet. But thank you, now I'm inspired to put you niggas in graves, engraved in your tombstone. Little nigga was brave. You niggas is just waves. I am my ocean. My motion is controlling like most of the East Coastin'. Nigga want bread, I told him you need toasting. Sometimes negative bring positive results, and I'm melting all you niggas like wax on his wax. Most of these rappers is whack, and that's facts. Ask the niggas in the Mac till they listen to y'all fiction. Painting pictures of life is my jurisdiction. Jewish, Christians, Baptists, Muslims, scholars, hippies, trappers, hoodlums. I bond with any being believing in authenticity. This money shit these rappers be screaming don't mean shit to me. Before you think of fucking with me, know the history. I've been the truth since 9-8. They mention me instantly when they speaking or seeking the real lyrically. I kill on you niggas. I'm speaking for real, seriously, game. Tell your homie, he controlling the West, but this NY shit is on me. Show some respect. I know you don't just expect to get crowned in my town after all the fucking years I've been putting it down. While you was riding around high in your mom's minivan, I was driving around with hammers, riding for my city fam. Before it was Fitty fam, it was Mysonne, Lefty. Rap motherfuckers would all love to forget me. 50 grams of the Whitney, 100 pounds of the sticky. All my boys in the hood, but I ain't trying to be Ricky. I'm dope boy with a flow boy, so you know boy, I'm a grown ass man. You ain't playing with no boy, you ain't playing with no toy. I'm a ticking time bomb. Heard the shit he spitting and click like it's time, son. Yeah, this the shit that I'm on. You internet niggas gon' need to click and sign on. That's why I'm gon' have niggas saying I'm sick and my mind gone. Fish you nigga, that's getting his grind on. Talk to him, I'm Biggie, Jay-Z and Nas. They gon' say I'm crazy, but Biggie gave me these bars. The shit these niggas say it be okay, but they frauds. They get constellation prizes, but niggas ain't even stars. Fuck the cars niggas drive. The bars I provide got niggas hype, banging on them bars trapped inside. You a good kid in the mad city, I'm a bad kid in the bad city. I've been getting in niggas' ass Diddy. Pause, now I'm back up on my bullshit. Hoodie on, Scully on, black wool shit.
Yeah, this is one of those right here. Mice, you better kill this shit. I swear to God, nigga, you better kill this.
I used to rhyme all night, grind all night, on the corner with the hammer and that China white. Mama looking out the window for me, I'm alright. Trying to put food on the table and buy them Nikes. I had big dreams that almost came true. Then they locked me for a robbery that I ain't do, so I took it straight to trial. Damn, I blew. I was about to kill a game and the whole world knew. I'm like, God, please, on my knees praying for forgiveness. Let me out of this hell so I can handle my business. All of us are sinners just trying to make it to heaven. The only God could judge me. To judge gave me the 7. Remember I was 11, walked inside of my house, smelled death, so daddy dead on the couch. Ain't even opened my mouth, became accustomed to dying. Daddy said a man ain't gaining nothing by crying, and I held it in. Tell them niggas I'ma win regardless. I'm way more than a rapper, I'm an artist. Hands down, I'm the hardest, realest, and my heart is bigger than the lion that's trapped inside of the forest. Fuck being all modest, I'm better than all these niggas lyrically, and I'm way more thorough than all these niggas. Pretending that all these niggas is cool when they be phony. Don't even answer the phone, but they say they your homie. Only wish I knew what I know when I was younger. I never brought none of these fuck niggas among us. I wouldn't have fucked half of these bitches, they ain't deserve it. Phone calls middle of the night, I should've curbed it. We ain't talking about this chicken and what you talking about. Niggas snitching, ain't nothing for us to talk about. I don't say a word, I don't say a word. Nigga need to put his brain on the curb, fuck nigga.
Explain myself.
That's what we said. Black woman is the most unprotected being on this earth. As a black man, it's our job to protect her. And we failing miserably. It's my son. Black man, we said that we'd be there for him. Black woman's a queen, we supposed to care for him. Supposed to provide, make sure the coast is clear for him. Give our lives and die without fear for him. But nah, we neglect our women. We don't protect our women, we don't respect our women. We let everyone accept our women. Then we expect our women to just trust us. We don't make sure our women get justice. They fight for us with everything they can muster. We muster, forgot our purpose. We disregard our earths and just allow our worth to diminish. We ain't handling business. Most of these women is riding harder than menace. Father, forgive us cause we failing our queens. We watch them die and justify the means. We see them get abused and we way more amused than we outraged. How they gonna be without rage when the ones they created for seems like they hate them more? I pray we all man up and finally get the nerve to get a black woman what she deserves. For real. Man up and finally get the nerve to get a black woman what she deserves. The world. That's what you said. That's what you said. Yeah. That's what you said. That's what you said. you the mother of the earth. Hold us in your womb and you love us from our birth. And you love us at our worst. Push us to our best. Always by our sides even when our daddies left. Even when they stayed. The part that you played was so big can't even be repaid. Sorry we degrade in the games that we played. Didn't live up to the promise we made. I'm ashamed I didn't even protect you. I was lost, I didn't mean to neglect you. You the light, I didn't even reflect you. How I said I love you, didn't even respect you. Can't even expect you to forgive me. But I hope you forgive me. I swear to Harriet, Rosa Parks, Coretta, and Sandra Bland, I'ma do better. I swear. Sorry, Sandra Bland. I'm sorry, Rosa. I swear I'm sorry. Keisha Clemens, I'm sorry. Black men, we gotta step up to the plate.
Put your hand in the air right now. We are pledging right now that we're taking back our community. Our women are no longer gonna fear us. Our women are no longer gonna fear anybody because we're gonna protect them. When they walk down the streets, these old women are gonna feel protected. Because we're gonna make sure nothing happens to them. The reason why this is able to happen is because we are sleeping at the wheel. We sleep at the wheel, brothers. We are sleeping at the wheel. No man should be able to hold one of our women to any.
So, question. Do you feel like the struggle make you stronger?
Of course it does. Whatever don't kill you make you stronger. I wrote a song about it.
That's a fact.
All right.
You know, whatever we go through, I feel like what was my saying? I know it's called. I said struggle has built more successful people than privilege has ever.
Yes.
And when you go through something, you realize that you can go through anything. Every time you go through something, you say, "Oh, I got through that. I can do that." You know what I'm saying? When you never go through nothing, you don't know what you're capable of.
You don't know your limit.
You don't know your limitations. So I feel unstoppable at times because I feel like I've been all the way to the bottom. So it's nothing that you could tell me to deter me from getting to the top.
Yes.
Because I've been at the bottom and I survived the bottom. So that's easy. You know, so I'm not moved by your opinion or naysay or setbacks. I'm keep moving.
So why isn't the black community united? Like, why aren't we unified? Like, what's the reason behind that? Why can't we build together?
Because we've been separated from the beginning. Like, that's how our people have been. We've been separated. We've been colonized. We've been individualized. We've been taught to fight against each other. We've been taught to value color and shades of color, materialistic things. And when you put people in the conditions that you put our people in, I don't care who they are, they're going to react the same way, because you put this right here and you tell everybody this is the only thing you got to eat and they all running for it. You know, you watch ants and you put one piece of food, they all going to try to get it. So what happens is we come from greatness, and then they took that away from us and they put us to where we all fighting for one little piece of something.
Yes.
So when you get that piece, a little piece, you want to be able to say, I got it, and nobody else has. They've individualized us, and that's what they know they've done.
But you know, growing up as a child, we always had leaders. We had Malcolm X, we had Martin Luther King. Nowadays, I feel like, you know, the youth, the people coming up the generation don't have a leader. Or do you feel like with this generation, you know, they can lead themselves, or we can lead ourselves?
I feel like we moving. I think we're moving slowly back towards consciousness. Slowly, I think this generation is so fearless.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like they have no fear of anything. But the only problem is they also don't have shame.
They don't have control.
Yes.
They don't have no self-control.
When you don't have shame, it's like, so what they need some level of guidance, because if you guide them properly, then they become warriors and they become, you know, the people for the struggle. I've noticed that, you know, with my message, that a lot of these young kids is gravitating to it. I was surprised, but I got 15 and 14-year-old people in my DMs like, yo, you know, I listened to you and you changed my focus. So it's possible, you know what I'm saying? When they get authenticity, they know it. See, the thing is,
you just need more of it.
The problem is they getting a lot of authenticity, right? But it's negative authentic. It's when you look at the people they following, these people are really drug addicts, or they really don't care about nothing.
Drug addicts, reckless people.
They appeal to it because they realize that that's really who they are. They don't really follow a lot of the fake stuff. They follow the authentic things, but it's just the negative authentic.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you got to give them something. You got to give them the alternative to that. And long as it's authentic, they gonna gravitate to you. They just don't want you to lie to them.
Also, I feel as though, yes, the kids are fearless. Yes, they shameless, but we also have fault in the older generation as well.
Because we dropped the ball. I was in jail for 7 years while these kids were sitting out here and nobody
doing whatever. And
you know, by the liars, while the fake so quote unquote G's was misleading them. I wasn't there, thinking I was doing something to save your kids, or I was hustling and doing whatever. I'm doing this because I gotta do this for my kids. You put yourself in jeopardy to be away from your family to where somebody else can mislead them or harm them. So how much are you really doing? You know what I'm saying?
Not much. It's counterproductive.
But you don't know that because nobody tells you that.
But when it comes back to the music, like, all right, I interviewed a young artist, 2 of them over the past weekend, and I asked them, like, listen, you listen to Biggie, Tupac, who's your favorite? And they looking at me crazy like, miss, we don't listen to that. I mean, that's not our era. And I'm like, big pun, and they looking at me like, no. And it's like, I mean, would you also blame that on them? Like, they didn't listen to the music we did that's coming up.
It's a combination of things, and what happens is, music now, and it is not to be insulted or anything. It's not based on skill level and talent.
Not at all.
So they gonna always have an issue with being compared to those level of artists because it's about your image and what you can sell. It's not about what you say. It's about how you might say it. They don't have, like, music right now is not based on skill. It's not based on talent. Music is the only profession that you can make money off with no talent in the world. So right now, when you bring up these people who are highly skilled, a lot of these artists they never came from that. They came from an era where somebody was saying A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
That's a fact.
And they just filled in a different word. They said the same word 1,000 times. If you look at most of these artists now, they say, yo, I just started rhyming last year.
I swear this is on.
That's true.
They're like,
that's true.
I never thought this was going to happen for me. They put a song on SoundCloud or somebody was
that's another thing.
And it became hot. So there's no respect for it. Like when Tekashi 6ix9ine could be like, yo, and he told me this song, he's like, they said, do you practice your craft? He said, nah, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I be going in just saying anything. I ain't even gonna lie to you. He said, I know J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar be like, yo, what the?
See, at least he respects it.
But he's being honest.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what they grab. There was a time, right, where I was like, yo, I don't understand why they listen to him, but I realized what it is that he is so authentic. Win, lose, or draw, it's who he is, and they gravitate to something authentic. So what I say is, okay, in order for you to compete with that, you gotta have that same level of authenticity, but you gotta also bring the talent with it. So if you bring both of those together, then you can compete with it, but you can't compete with just one. You can't have talent but not be willing to pull yourself out and give it to these kids because they want you. They don't care about music no more. They will buy the worst music from somebody that they like. But it's a different thing.
But for artists that been working on their craft for 10, 15 years and still didn't break, I mean, look at 2 Chainz. Look how long it took for him to break. I would personally be in my bag a little bit.
It's consistency. But the thing is this: if you get caught up in that, then you'll lose the fight.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? It's like the old dude that's talking about how he used to have it. He was in the park and scored 40. The kids don't want to hear that no more. They don't want to hear that. They respected the old dude that's like, yeah, you know what? Alright, I can't score 40, but I can get 20 still. I'm not gonna tell you about what I used to do. I'm gonna still go out there and still crack you right now. And they be like, yo, he got game. If you can't do that, if you still trying, if you say, yo, if you never made it to the league, you didn't do nothing, you don't got no trophies, and you tell them that you used to be on this court before they was born, and tell them what you did, they don't want to hear that.
Like you
they want to know exactly. They don't want it. They want to hear it right now. So I don't care what age, whatever it is. Like 2 Chainz ain't saying, yo, I'm almost 40. He doing what he doing.
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Consistently.
I didn't even know his age.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's like 40. What? 42?
Well, I know his age now. But when he first came on,
and it wasn't about his age. He wanted you to focus on the fact that he was doing his music and he was nice. So I don't get caught up in, yo, shorty, you don't understand what I've been. You don't been in my era. You ain't supposed to. When I rhyme now, you gonna look and be like, nah, you better than us. That's what it is for me. It's like I'm not competing with what I used to be. Like, I know what I used to do. I'm competing with I'm competing with what it is now. I understand that I have to take what it is they listen to, and I gotta formulate that with what it is that I want to give them. It's like what I said. You gotta put the cherry with the medicine. Like, I know what y'all want to hear. I know what y'all used to hearing, but then I know what you gotta hear. So I gotta figure out how do I give you both.
That makes sense.
I mean, do you feel like music nowadays is poison? I mean, we grew up in the 90s where they feel like, you know, children's minds were poison. We had Snoop, we had Dr. Dre, we had the Mobb Deep, and, you know, we talking about nothing but gang, you understand? But now, I mean, do you feel like it's still an influence? I
think that every era is going to say the same thing.
Every era.
You know what I'm saying? I get that. And it's not saying that it's a bad thing, because as you evolve and you sit back and you look, you like, damn. Because what I do is I say to myself, I hold myself accountable. When I first came out, I was Mysonne lefty gun in the right palm, and I was shooting dudes and they sleep till they die calm. So that was music. I was putting that to kids, but I was a kid myself, and I didn't really understand it until I went to prison and realized that a bunch of kids that was going in there was like, this is my favorite joint. It was dudes that was telling me, yo, right before I caught this homicide I caught, or this assault charge I caught, I was listening to that song. It got me amped up. So when you realize how potent music is to real life, I go to detention centers and I deal with these kids, and they listen to their favorite artists before they commit crimes. And if you listen to the artists that they listen to, you'll understand why they get hyped up. We putting people in the trance. So when you don't know that, you know what I'm saying? It's not, so you are poisoning the minds of these. Everybody is not.
But in the 90s, you know, we get a can of fast too. I mean, you also get your behind beat too. But nowadays, I don't feel like it's the same.
But that's what I'm saying, and I want to say that, because that's my perspective.
I was going to say, because I used to say, as soon as I go, your love is the my mother's like, do you know what that word is?
Exactly.
Smack me in my mouth, and I'm like, but I'm singing the song,
Exactly. Now the mother going to sing. Now your mother going to sing it along with you and videotape you and laugh.
You know, you're right.
It's a different, you understand what I'm saying? Every generation just moves further and further away from consciousness. And when you realize it, you be like, damn, I didn't understand it when my mother was saying it to me, or my grandmother was saying it to her. Like, I didn't get it. But now, as you grow and you realize, you're like, damn, they don't even get that. So but you can't say it that way, because I know that when they said it that way to me, I didn't want to hear it. I was like, oh, you don't get it. I'm like, nah, I got to figure out the way I say it.
You got to make them relate.
I got to make them relate to it, where you start asking them questions, because it's all common sense. You know what I'm saying? You will reject information if it's given to you in a language that if somebody starts speaking Chinese, telling you a message that might be the most pertinent, I don't understand you. You got to speak the language of the people in order to get to them.
Yes.
You know, you can't give them what you want. You got to take it. If you selling sneakers and you say, and they come in your store and they're like, I want Nikes, and you keep trying to sell them Adidas, they're like, nah, I want some Nikes, beloved. You got to figure out how to sell them Nikes. You got to get Nikes in the store, because that's what the people want.
But I feel like it's bars versus good music right now. I mean, that's really what it's all boiling down to. Is either you're going to get good music.
But the thing is, you can get both. The problem is that people are scared to try both, because these industry people have telling them that, yo, we don't really want to hear bars. Like, give me something simple.
It's not profitable.
But no,
that's what you know what I'm saying?
Music before used to be about saying something that nobody could say.
Yes.
Now it's about saying something that anybody can say. You see how it transfers?
Yes,
so a lyricist gets caught, he get trapped, because it's like, the average person that listens to music don't want to think no more. They just want to vibe. They want to vibe, and they want to be able to say what you said in 2 minutes. They want to be able to repeat that chorus and be able to say, "Oh, this is my joint."
All right. With you being locked up for 7 years, do you feel like social media is a good platform for you? Have to help you put on?
Of course it is.
Because we grew up with popping, the CDs out the back of the trunk. I'm just saying, But
listen, anything you can reach the world on social media. Before you used to just reach your block, and everybody in your block thought you was hot. So now that you have social media and you can get hundreds and millions of followers, to be able to follow, it's easier for you to sell product. It's easier for you to spread a message. It's people all over this world that gravitate to your message, so they're able to spread it faster. You know, information travels so fast now. So if you capitalize on that and you selling something that's authentic and you have a good product, it's no way that you shouldn't be able to sell. You just got to be consistent at what you're selling on social media.
Mysonne, what made you do the complete 360? I see that you admit that you are imperfect, you know, and then you did the freestyle Nice for What by Drake, you know, and I feel like it was also apologizing to the black women out there. What made you like really want to stand up and be the voice for us? Because, you know, I just want to sit here and say thank you. You know, and that's the main reason why I definitely was in that DM asking for an interview, because I'm like, you know what, this is a man standing up for me. I don't have too many men standing up for me. You know, I've been single for 6 years, and it's because I haven't found that king, you know, and to see you actually speak up for us, not disrespect us, not tell me to bend down, twerk something, it definitely means a lot, you know, for you to be in Brooklyn standing up for us, it definitely is.
Well, for me, it's like, you know, my mother's a black woman, my sister's a black, and when you sit there and look about it, and I work with a lot of women daily, you know what I'm saying? I work with the women who started the Women's March on Washington, and I hear a lot of their stories. And before I used to be like, yo, yeah, I just want to bash men, and then I start really just taking myself out of the situation. And then when you go to these things in Brooklyn and you see how there's no men present.
Yes.
When Shakisha Clemens is in Alabama and you see how there's a lack of, there are men there, not saying there's none, but you see how there's more women present. When you see how when things happen to black men, there's so many black women present.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, they always present. It's like, so you have to be, you're not, if you're not ignorant, you're gonna say to yourself, I see what's going on. And you know, and I started to say to myself, damn, when Sandra Bland got murdered, there wasn't the same outcry that it was when Trayvon got killed, or you know, Mike Brown got killed. There's never the same energy when it is a black woman. It's like, nah, we got to do something different.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Then you hear stories and you watch how, you know, the woman got beat, and it's always, and I posted on my page, and there's so many black men saying, well, she shouldn't have did this, or
that's all I was getting.
What did she do to get? And it's like, what? You trying to tell me it's something that justifies that? Like, there's, in your mind, you telling me there's something she could have said that justifies a man punching her in the face, or people jumping, like, how did we get to that place? How did we get to the place where our women will we look and say, well, they had to do something to deserve it? That shit, no matter what it is. So that really bothered me, and I had to say to myself, like, nah, I think that understand that I have a platform and a voice, and I understand better that I have to utilize it.
And you know what? How did it make you feel at the beauty supply store when you seen, you know, you stood up for the black woman that got, you know, punched in the face by the Chinese guy? Then they have a sell for bundles for here, and then you see the whole line filled with black women. I mean, how did that make you feel?
That's what I'm saying, and that's the double-edged sword, because there's a lot of men that was like, oh, these women, they don't respect themselves. Why you want me to do this and that for them? They ain't doing it for themselves. And then when you do that, it's like, I'm not gonna stop calling us men out, but I'm also gonna say, women, you gotta help us help you. Yes. You know what I'm saying? You have to stand. You have to believe that you're the queen that I believe you are. You know what I'm saying? You have to make people respect you before you can continue to pay them and give them $1 to disrespect.
We got my song in the building, 93.5, let's go!
It's my song, what they gon' do with me? I move like it's two of me. They gon' write the realest somewhere on my eulogy. I don't need no jewelry, I'm here for that money though. I'm everywhere, well, everywhere that money go. I ain't got no time to play, that's why I'm grind all day. I'm moving haze in the maze, trying to find a way. I'ma do crime on this rhyme, gotta pay. I ain't got a job, I ain't getting no 401k. No way, Jose, I gotta get it how I live though. Either I'ma take or something gotta give then. If I don't go and get it, I'ma feed my kids then. I'ma win a Grammy or I'ma do a bid then. You real with me? I'm focused like a 7D. I'm playing poker with these jokers, so I better be. Say I move so dope just like I'm telling me. Just wanna hope they I'm getting to the I'm all up in the paint, going hard and I'm grinding. Racks on racks in my pockets and I'm shining. Hottest in the horn and I just keep climbing. It's all about timing. Now I'm getting this. My shine with the lyrics all eyes. Lyrics all eyes. Lyrics all eyes. All eyes. Let me introduce you to my mister. Let me introduce you to my mister. The pleasure's all mine, my wrist might shine, but his aura don't glow like mine. I'm so cool, they call me Mr. Mr. Below 0 degrees. I'm a hero to G's and the chicks, I'm the fantasy. Butt naked, feeding grapes on the canopy. I demand to see these niggas' resumes. They never there, I'm every place, heavy. I win every race, yeah. I swear to Reverend Mace, when he was M$E, we was driving Benzes without an ID. JD and Puffy was trying to sign me, and I was being p***y up like Muhammad Ali. Yadi Ali, your chick all on the guard, but you got on the Audemars. This might shine, but your lyrics all lies. Your wrist might shine, but your lyrics all lies. Your wrist might shine, but your lyrics all lies. All lies. You better. Let me introduce you to my mister. Let me introduce you to my mister. Let me introduce you to my mister.
Gang head.
Island Hip Hop Radio.
Y'all know the name.
We keep it going. Hey.
It's the NY General. Flow so incredible. Back revenue. Front north snitch. Know those I never knew. Don't believe these combos is telling you whoever you respect. Ask about my song. Left gun up in that right palm. Hood icon. I'm in these streets. Flow like a Benjamin. I'm in these industry creeps tried to keep me from winning. Tried to drown me, but I keep on swimming. They keep thinking I'm finished, but not I.
Bars still matter.
Keep eating my spinach. Eat deep, I'm in it. I live this life. Game over. Time to get my business right. It's like breathing. Ain't even an effort. You got it or you don't. I can't teach you the method. That's all I know, babe. Get dough and forever stay fly. That's all I know. How to stand up, keep it on until I die.
Strong Island Hip Hop Radio. We're gonna keep it moving. Mysonne in the building. Let's go. 93.5. Let's go.
Black woman is the most unprotected being on this earth. As a black man, we got y'all to protect you. We feeling mission.
You're apologizing to me.
It's my soul. Black man, we said that we'd be there for him. Black woman's a queen, we supposed to care for him. Supposed to provide, make sure the coast is clear for him. Give our lives and die without fear for him. But nah, we neglect our women. We don't protect our women, we don't respect our women. We let everyone accept our women. Then we expect our women to just trust us. We don't make sure our women get justice. They fight for us with everything they can muster. We muster, forgot our purpose. We disregard our earths and just allow our worth to diminish. We ain't handling business. Most of these women is riding harder than minutes. Father, forgive us cause we feeling our queens. We watch them die and justify the means. We see them get abused and we way more amused than we outraged. How they gonna be without rage? When the ones they created for seems like they hate them more. I pray we all man up and finally get the nerve to get a black woman what she deserves. For real. Man up and finally get the nerve to get a black woman what she deserves. The world. That's what you said. That's what you said. That's what you said. Yeah.
I love my son.
One more minute. Big shout out to Mysonne, man. Greatly appreciate you coming through. Like I said, it's a Mysonne takeover, man. Let's go. 93.5. Your boy DJ Quiet Storm. Let's go.
This is God's work. This is God's work. I wasn't always eating, I had to starve first. Had to go through all the bruises and the scars first. Before I got up, I had to fall first. This is God's work. This is God's work. I wasn't always eating. eating, I had to start first. Had to go through all the bruises and the scars first. Before I got up, I had to fall first. Just at 7 years old, I told my mama I was different. While she was cooking lasagna up in the kitchen, I told her, Mama, get us a pot of these broken dishes. She said, baby, I know. She probably didn't listen. I grinded to the top, got locked in with the prison. Sitting in the cell, I'm shocked doing the sentence. I didn't stop, I grinded, I got a vision. I got out on a mission, I didn't ask for permission. I was just surviving, I wasn't living. I went up there and took what's mine, it wasn't given. Nah, I wasn't winning, I was losing. The fake dudes laughed at me, it wasn't music. It was confusing, I knew I was blessed. I knew it. Went through the fire, passed all of the tests. I was spitting more fire than all of the rest. That's why I bought from bar, they don't know I'm the best. So I'm coming for the top, I don't want nothing less. I'm hybrid, finest, straight out of the west. So I'ma just continue to go out and pray. I know God my way, cause this is God's work. This is God's work. I wasn't always eating, I had to start first. Had to go through all the bruises and the scars first. Before I got up, I had to fall first. This is God's work. This is God's work. I wasn't always eating, I had to start first. Had to go through all the bruises and the scars first. Before I got up, I had to fall first. This is I was on a block with rock stash in the sock, with a Coogee on like big, listen to pop. Right down the block from where they shot Scholar Rock. Around the corner from the birthplace of hip hop, the place them bricks got moved. Things got proved. It was only one rule, just not lose. I can build with anybody, just not fools. I'm teaching them how to move. It's just like school, I just dropped jewels. But you gotta catch them. If you got an enemy, you just gotta crush him. If you gotta question your man, you can't trust him. You just gotta leave him alone. God bless him. I expect them to hate me, cause I move like a G and they just mad cause they hate me. They can't break me, I'm winning cause I got some. No weapon form shall prosper, cause this is God's work. This is God's work. I wasn't always eating, I had to start first. Had to go through all the bruises and the scars first. Before I got up, I had to fall first. This is God's work.
Yeah, you already know who it is, your boy Mysonne, 93.5 Strong Island Hip Hop Radio. Shout out to them, keeping it real all the time. Talk to me nice, baby. Salute.